The Canadian Immigration Department has made another big move. They've ended two kinds of visas which were extremely popular. First is they are updating their tourist visa policy and moving away from the previous norm of issuing 10-year multiple entry visas. This means that immigration officers will have discretion in deciding the type and duration of visas. So frequent travelers will now no more be assured of long-term entry, which was until now the standard document. And second is the much celebrated Student Direct Stream program for international students, and this is a big deal. This effectively ends a popular pathway for students from India, Pakistan and countries like the Philippines who benefited from the fact that processing time was very low and approval rates through this program were very high. Here are 5 statistics to break down the exact significance of it. 1. The visa processing time under this program, which was introduced in 2018, was just about 20 days in many cases, and it had a high approval rate, nearly 95%. This is far higher than the standard procedure, which can take months. For Indian students, this is a particularly big deal. In 2023, nearly 70% of Indian students who wanted to go to Canada applied under the SDS scheme. Without this expedited system, students face an average processing time of at least 8 weeks, which is a significant delay. Also, approval rates for Indian students under the scheme in 2023 was 73%, which is quite high. Those who applied through the standard route, theirs was as low as 10%. So now with the end of the scheme, Indian students will face tougher scrutiny and reduced chances of getting a study permit. Also, there will now be tougher conditions to meet the financial requirements to get student visas approved. This because the Canadian government has raised the cost of living requirement for international students, which further complicates the financial burden on the applicants. Even those who applied under SDS did have to demonstrate the ability to pay for their tuition fee and living expenses, but the new regulations are going to be more stringent. The last consequence of this change is the impact on the spouses of international students. Under the previous rules, spouses of the students under the SDS program could get work permits so that they could support their family while their spouse was studying. However, this benefit has been limited under the new policy. This basically increases the financial burden for students who look to Canada as a destination, which could deter them. All of this besides the moves that Canada had announced earlier, like caps on student visas, stricter eligibility for post-grad work permits, and less availability of multi-entry visas which students go to and from their home countries during breaks. While these moves are part of Canada's broader strategies to reduce immigration due to their economic and real estate strains and also in view of their elections that are coming up next year, it is also significant at a time when India and Canada are engaged in a diplomatic battle. This has led to a reduction in the diplomatic staff, which could further not just impact visa approvals but also cause security concerns. So all in all, these factors are now leading Indian students to think twice before applying to Canada to study. Hope you found this information useful. For more such content, keep watching Mint.